Hey everybody, my name is Salem, Soni, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I help individuals such as yourself be more motivated, discover their purpose, and understand that you are God's very best. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. But more specifically, today I want to talk to African business owners who live outside of Africa. For those who are new to the channel who may not know this, I'm originally from Africa. I'm originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo, right smack down in the middle of Africa. Well, what are some few business tips I can be able to help you assess your business, whether you are in business, whether you're thinking about going in business, whether you just want to do a side hustle or something that has to do with Africa or your heritage or as being an African. The number one tip or the number one assessment tool that I usually do when I work with a client, because I do some consulting with a couple friends and partners of mine, and one of the things we focus on is African business owners. And one of the things we usually ask, one of the first questions I usually ask is, why are you in business? Should you even be in business? I know you probably think, whoa, Salem, okay, like you coming from a business like that? You coming from the juggler from right off the bat? Well, to be honest, I think it's a very important questions to ask from the onset. Like from the beginning, you should be asking yourself, why am I even in business? Should I even be in business, right? Should I be maybe working for somebody else? Like being an entrepreneur and starting your own thing is not easy. So having that frank conversation from the beginning of why you're in business, reminding yourself, am I doing this for profit or am I doing this for survival? Like that's an important distinction to make. And a lot of business owners from the beginning don't even take time to ask themselves why you're in business. So I think that is a very vital, important question that you should ask yourself from the onset. Why am I in business? Should I even be in business? The second tip I can give you is determining who's your audience, right? Who are you marketing to? Whatever your product, whether it might be a physical product, a digital product, or a service that you're providing, no matter what you're doing to the marketplace, you should be asking yourself, who's the market? So as an African living outside of Africa, one of the important questions you should be asking, like, is the product or the service I'm providing, is it for African or non-African? Even if it is for African, is it for Africans who are also living outside of Africa, just like you are? You know, is it for the diaspora or is it for those living in the motherland? Understanding the audience based on the product you're selling or the service you're providing is super important. Like, are you selling this to men, women, both? Are you selling it to all people who are older, people who are younger, teenagers? Are you selling this to young adults? You're selling this mainly to married couple? All this is very important to identify who is your audience, because that determines your marketing, understand like your competition, your pricing, all these different things. So if you don't take time to understand who are you going to be selling whatever you're selling or providing the service to, you're kind of like jumping blind, and that's a very, very risky thing to do in business. So to all my African business owners out there, especially those living outside of Africa, take time to study the market. Who's my competition? Understand timing. When should you be jumping into the market? Maybe right now, like that's not a good time for you to be jumping into whatever market you're jumping into. Profit margin. Like, do you have enough profit margin into the market that you're jumping into? What do I mean by profit margin? To keep it simple is, after you take down the cost that you have to invest into your business, do you have enough left for you to be taking home and making enough money? That's a simple question as that, right? Do you have enough money left after everything is said and done for you to be going home and knowing that you made enough money for you and your family and other things that you plan to do? Profit margin is really important for you to determine, okay, what are some of my profit margin? What are the things, can I make enough money within this particular product, sector, or field or market? Very important to know. Timing is super important. Like, understanding, like, are you an early adopter of a certain, product in a certain area or a certain services that you're providing, or are you coming in after other people who have done? And if you're coming in after them, what are you going to be providing or doing different than those who've gone before you, so that you can differentiate yourself so you can be successful? Very important to start thinking about these things before you jump into business, before you even start selling anything. I know sometimes some of you guys will be like, well, I'll figure that along the way. It's best for you to be prepared, or at least have an idea that some of these things will arise, so that when they come, you're not taken completely out of surprise, right? One of the fourth tip I can give you is structure. Understand the structure of your business, or at least how you want to structure yourself. I'm not here to give you guys on like whether it should be an LLC or a corporation, how you should register your business. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Really, what I want to keep it simple is the business that you're doing. Should you be a solo one person business or a solo entrepreneur like they talk about, or should you have partners, right? Have an assessment of yourself, right? Are you strong or best at what you're doing by yourself, or should you bring in other people along to accomplish the goal that you have? Personally, I'm not a big believer of doing stuff by yourself. No one single person has all the skills, right? So there's other people who possess better skills that can be able to help you. And when you unite with the right partners, you can just create some beauty and magic, or you can even call it in business. So when you look at highly successful individuals, even in Africa, even of who have African businesses, you'll realize is at some point they understood their structure, they understood their strengths and weaknesses, and they went and partnered with people who highlight their strengths and help their weaknesses, and vice versa. So definitely one of the things I would encourage you is understand, like, how am I going to structure my business operation? Am I going to get some capital, for example, to be funding what I'm doing, or am I self-funding my own business? Am I going to go ahead and start with giving a lot of ownership to my company from the onset, and understanding the consequences that might have later on the road, right? I think another thing to also think about when you're thinking about the structure of your business is scalability. I think that falls between kind of studying your market and also how you're going to structure your business. Are you doing something that you're hoping can be scalable? Scalable meaning that it can grow exponentially in bigger number. Like, for example, if you're selling a physical product, can you get to a point where you go from artisanal type production, where it's only you're making it by yourself, with your family or a couple of friends who are helping you, to go to an industrial production of whatever you're doing? If you're providing a service, can you provide that service, for example, where it's yourself providing a service to maybe somebody else providing a service, when there's 2, 3, to having like a whole company of multiple employees? Can you scale your business? It's kind of important to start thinking about it. And if you're scaling, what will be a point where you're going to be hitting like a cap where it's kind of hard for you to manage how big you're growing? And very important to kind of start thinking about that now. The reason why I'm giving you all this information for free really is because I want to see more of my brothers and sisters who are from Africa, especially those who are living outside of Africa, be more successful in business. We need to see more Africans succeed in business. I want to hear more successful African stories of men and women who've grinded, who went out and created incredible success. Me and a good friend of mine, we went ahead and interviewed multiple African entrepreneurs who they told us about their stories of struggle and hard beginning, and all the way to triumph. Those who went ahead and created some incredible businesses, from small business owners to relatively larger ones. So I believe it's possible that you can succeed. Don't be discouraged. You might be watching this right now and be like, man, I thought about doing something, but I'm not sure if I'm cut up to do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Don't be discouraged. Don't believe that this is impossible. Anybody who's ever become successful in business at some point had that internal struggle that you're having right now, right? And just decided to jump in, even without all the information, even without all the answer to the questions or the tips I'm giving you right now. Still decided to jump in. So having the faith to continue just jumping into business, man, that already separates you from many people who just talk a good game and don't try anything. And I guess that's my last tip. Jump all in. Like, you would never be successful in business just halfway doing things, right? You'll never be successful in anything in life halfway doing it. Jump all in. Decide to give it all you got. And your success story is going to blow people away. You're going to be that story, right? Like, do you want your children and your grandchildren, several decades from now, and even when you're done and gone, what would they be saying about you? What great thing? Do you want to be a one of those people that talk like Madiba, like some of those great African business people, somebody like Dangote and many others who've created incredible wealth, but not only that, have also had incredible impact, not only on their own circle from their business or their clients, but also the continent, for example. I look forward to meeting some of you guys, some great successful stories, and hearing from your stories. If you have anything you want to leave in a comment, maybe something I didn't cover, or you think it would be a great tip for, African business owners who are living outside of Africa, leave in the comment section. Let's comment about this. Let's talk about this. I would love to hear what you're thinking. But that's all from me, guys. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, give this video a thumbs up. Also share this video for someone else, so if somebody has been struggling with this, they can get some great tips as well. But also subscribe to this page so you can get more videos such as this one, and hopefully it'll be helpful for you as well. Remember, you're God's very best. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time.